So welcome to Thursday. This is called See My Calendar Pages. So I wanted to show off my calendar pages to all of you because that was my weekend project. I have a whole long list of things I really should be doing and projects I really want to complete. But this weekend, sometimes the urge strikes and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to catch up my calendar pages. And I'm doing this on Thursday and not Friday because if you're interested in the calendar bundle, it is on sale from Creative Memories and on my website for only $25 through tomorrow at 1 p.m. So you definitely want to take advantage of that if you like the concept and you want to have the supplies. It's a good deal for the supplies, even if you don't want to make traditional calendar pages. Also, if you order off my Creative Memories link, not my Tessa Scrapbooks website, but Creative Memories website itself is offering free shipping for $80 orders through tomorrow at 1 o'clock. On my website, I can't offer that free shipping that low, but I do throw in some gifts with purchase, so you can also order that way. And I know a lot of you order off yourself, which is fine too. So what is this calendar bundle? So it's from Creative Memories. It's called the This Life Calendar Kit. And so once you get yours, you can keep it in one of our little pockets. And it comes with 12 sheets of paper, 12 double-sided border strips, um, 2 sticker sheets, and then the monthly titles and monthly numbers. So that's what you get in the actual kit. I don't have much kit left because I've made mine, but these are what the border strips look like. And these are what the calendar pages look like. You do have to put the numbers on. So that is a little time intensive. It comes with 2 sheets of stickers. I've worked through all of mine now, so I've already put them on the sheet. So you do have to have your calendar out and to know, what day of the week you're starting on for what month. And so I just wrote up here what month it was. This was September. So then when I work on September and on, I already have the numbers on there. So this is something you do need to pay attention to, but it's also a good thing to watch a movie through. I watched Netflix, so I put on all these numbers because it did take me a little while to do the whole year. I mean, it took an hour or two. So it is definitely a good Netflix binging thing. And then with the different colored strips, sometimes it might be hard to choose which color you want for which month. If you get stuck, the back of it is craft for every one. So craft would be a good option as a fallback also. And then when I used a color, I wrote the month here on pencil just to kind of keep track of what colors I was using for that. And you can say I had to make a little note to myself because I screwed up on one of them I was making. And I started the one right here. I don't know, it was supposed to be one of the month earlier in the year. And I was like, it didn't start on Sunday. So then I looked at the calendar to figure out which month of the year had a one on Sunday so I could go and mark this for that. These sticker numbers do not come off very easily if you mess up. So if you mess up too bad, you'll have to find alternative use. So that's what comes in the kit. And then the back side of all of these is what we have now as the crafted paper. So fun fact, when this originally came out, we did not have the crafted paper pack. That was Megan's idea, actually. She messaged him and was like, you know what, we can't even make what you show in the marketing without having 2 packs of this paper, which became a little wasteful because you didn't always need 2 numbers, 2 months, and then the stickers, right, to just get more paper. That's why we have the crafted paper, so we can all thank Megan for that. So I have these kind of denoted for what colors I think I'll use for the remaining months, and if it doesn't work out, I'll just flip it and use the craft. So those are kind of the pieces I have left for the rest of the year. I'm not making mine for the whole year at once because the mood I'm in kind of will vary. What do I want to actually decorate these? So if you tuned in with me earlier this year, you saw me make January. That was one of my first Simply Scrappy sessions that I did. And we talked through. So you do want to go back and find that in a little bit more detail. And my number one suggestion for making these is find a collection that you love that goes with the month and use up the tiny little pieces. So all of the layouts that I am using, I did not cut into new pieces of paper. I really just pulled out my folder. I use the Power Project folders or something smaller for each collection. Like right now I have out, this is my folder for Blend and Bloom, or not Blend, Birds and Blossoms, and it has a few other stickers in here. But I just pull this out, and you guys know watching me on Power Hour, I keep all the little pieces And so then that's what I kind of pull these little pieces into. So this was January. I used it with polar lights. I think these circles were already cut from something, cutting down, part of a border strip. If you screw something up, the polar bears or the whole border punch. And then you can fill in the spaces that you don't actually have days of the month, just with paper. These middle blocks are 1 3/4 square, so that's a very handy use for our square maker, is that you can punch the square and it'll fit on the block. The ones on the side are a little bit thinner, so you might have to overlap it and then turn around and coat those off if you want. I mostly have used one color ink for most of the writing on this one, with some blue accent pieces just for a little bit of textures. So this was January. I definitely had a lot of little scrap pieces for that. I used the banner BMC. I love this little banner tag that comes out of it. And so I did that for like all the basketball games, something special. So this was January. February, I haven't actually put anything on. I'm working my way backwards now. So I'm almost ready to go through my calendar and write this. So this was what it looks like done. And I didn't want too much pink at the top. So that's why I used that craft backside to work in some of the browns with that. So that's what it'll look like blank. March, you might recognize as NSD. I think this was 2021 when we had the Shamrock collection. I literally had these little strips I had saved. So I just I choose my background, I get the month, and then I just pull out little strips or whatever and decorate. And that's how I create the top. So there's no template, there's no formula. It truly is pull out your little pieces and see what you can put together. And then I decorated, a different color for each of the squares with the square maker. It gets a little awkward with some of the months when it ends on a Sunday. It's really 6 weeks, but I just popped that up here. You could also do the slash down here if you want to have 24 and 31. I probably would have done that if I wasn't watching Netflix at the time and didn't think about it. And then I was done. I was like, oh, that would have been smart, but it's fine the way it is. And you can see I just used it in little pieces. So if you screw up what you write on any block, which I definitely have done on a few of them, just cover it up with a paper and write over it. I love that one because I love green. This is April. This is the one I'm working on right now. So I have pulled out. This was mostly Birds and Blossoms with a little bit of NSD left over. I'm filling in the spaces now. I had vacation. I pull out little embellishments. I go through the embellishments I have left, what I have left that might fit in something little. So that is April. May also was some Birds and Blossoms. I used a lot of these little pieces. So I end up with quite a mess beside me because I will go through. So I like to kind of denote the frequency of some things. You all know we do a lot of basketball. So I had fun flipping through my old Creative Memory stickers. What do I have that I can use? And all these little basketballs that I'm using actually is a border sticker. Remember this old border sticker? And I just cut little blocks out of it to denote the basketball times. The calendar bundle itself comes with 2 sticker sheets, and this is what I have left of it. So most of the sticker sheet are the numbers for the days, but it also has these little icons on clear base stickers, which you can see I've used. It's kind of a rainbow of hearts and exclamation points and gifts and stars. So I've used some of those. And then I pulled out, this is from Feeling Bright, and these are from summer break, so maybe you don't have a lot of use for some of the enamel stickers that we have. These little things work perfectly, just to make a little bullet point or a little add of whimsy or something to a day. Again, I used 2 colors of inks on here. I was mostly doing everything in blue and then a few standouts in black. It is an opportunity to use some of your ink colors if you want. And then you see some old stickers in here, the old ice cream cone, the flower sticker. In the old Creative Memories, we had so many of those sprinkle stickers, and that tiny little size is perfect for fitting on a calendar page. And for the May, I had these extra strips. I did add a little touch of texture with one of the decorative blades to kind of pop a little texture off. But these, again, are just kind of straight line pieces. June was full of rainbows. I used some of Feeling Bright. I kind of chose a color palette, these three colors. Um, the rainbow originally came because I had this green paper and I punched out the rainbow and it leaves that negative space. And so I was like, well, I could punch that out with a square, get the negative space here, and then I went and got the rainbow punch and punched another rainbow in this color to fill in the negative space. So that was fun. And then I have these kind of these little accent pieces kind of draw your attention to a date. These are the pieces that come out of the rainbow. So just another little scrappiness. And old CM stickers you see all over, or if you can find tiny embellishments. July, again, a mix of feeling bright and summer break. I had these squares. So these squares are what come out of the circle punches. If you guys have the sunshine mandala or dotted leaf or something, you get the little squares out after you punch. That's what these are from, because of course I save them. And a little strip. I always, like I said, I always go through the embellishments. What do I have that might fit? I have, border maker pieces. Once I have filled in the calendar and I kind of see days that don't have anything, which I don't have very many days like that, you can punch a color, you can cover up a date if you want, just to add some texture to the page. And that brings us to August. This is the last one that I have completed. Again, extra pieces, the little enamel stickers at the end. I had a sheet, I had a lot of these curves. I think I had cut circles out of, probably cut some custom or something. I was like, that's kind of a perfect little curve for the calendar block. So I used some of those. You can also use maybe just a piece of triangle, some dot tip pen can add that. So I kind of went with that orange and vibe. So once you've created the page, how do you approach actually remembering what to put on your page? So there's four main things that I do mentally to go through to create my calendar. First of all, if you've listened to Power Hour forever, you'll know Megan and I give each other grief because I still love my paper calendar and she is on her phone. I gave up my phone calendar. I still have my phone calendar, but everything I schedule or have to write down goes paper. And so this was my first stop is my paper calendar. And then I do refer to my phone because some things are on my phone that, if anything comes through one of the sports apps or something like that, it's kind of a mental trigger that will remind me. And then number three, I go through my camera roll and I take a lot of weird pictures that I'm not ever going to print, but just kind of life, right? Like I take a picture of our ice cream or whatever. I'm like, oh yeah, I went to ice cream that day. And then I back that up with my credit card. I'll go through my credit card and like, okay, where did I spend money? And then sometimes it triggers something maybe I don't have photos for or whatever. So the four things. So the four things I do are paper calendar, phone calendar, pictures, and then credit card. And that's usually enough information to pull together enough for a calendar page. And then you can decide, what do you want to remember about life? And what I find is in memory, I don't remember a lot of things. That's why I love photos because it's a trigger for me. But I know that I will look back and it, even the minute detail of life, I think is interesting to see. And so if you're going to do the calendar page, why not put some of the things you wouldn't really think you will care about? It just reminds you of life. Because sometimes that little memory trigger takes you down another path in your mind. You're like, oh yeah, and remember this and remember that. It's kind of like it opens the file folder so you can remember what was going on. So that's how I approach the calendar pages. They can be as easy as you want them to be, or they can be as time consuming as you want to be. But as a whole, I really like them because I think it's really fun to do the tops with your scraps and not have to follow a guide, not have to follow a template. So there's May, June, July, and August. And I will take a picture of all of these. I had a picture that you guys saw of the ones I actually had done when I took the picture. May and then February. You can see it's February. I don't have anything written on the blocks yet, and so I won't actually decorate it until I'm going through it or maybe covering up extra stuff. And then here we have January. So those are the 8 I have done. So you're like, why don't you go ahead and do September, October, November, and December? Because I want to see what my mood is or what I think matches that concept. So like for those of you that are like me and immersed in creative memories, I do have associations with the collections and when they came out and what they went with. And so this really kind of becomes kind of a historical view of our collections that year. You know, Polar Lights wasn't this year's collection, but I used it a lot in some layouts I did. Sweet on You, you know, came. The March one obviously is not from this year, but I just love that set for so many things. But we get in April, reminds me of NSD. So my NSD retreat was in here. And so that's partly why I wanted to decorate with that. And then I've used a lot of Birds and Blossoms. And then for sure, I've used a lot of Feeling Bright and Summer Break, especially if you're in Summer Scrap, you saw a lot of that. And so the collections in general are part of that. And I don't know what's coming this fall. I don't know what I'll be scrap picking or using, which is why I haven't pre-made those. And then again, I would just pull out. I've cleaned up my desk a little bit for this, but you know, I just have all these random pieces of stuff that comes out of collections. You know, partial border pieces, the stickers, the epoxy stickers, the sprinkle stickers, and you name it. And again, if you ever mess anything up, you just punch out a piece of paper and cover it up. So that is how I do my calendar pages. You know, it is a commitment if you're going to get it, you know, to start it. You might get the set and maybe you just want to do one for a vacation month. Maybe you just did a trip. You know, my trips sometimes are 10 or 12 days, and maybe you'll do a calendar that only focuses on those days of the trip or something, which would be fun, kind of an overview. Um, Actually, I should start doing that because I usually write out our trip in my planner, so that would be fun to do with that. So, any questions or anything you guys have about all of that? It's pretty basic. This is really just more of a show and share. I wanted to show them off to you so that you could see how easy it is if it's something that you want to do yourself, and give you the chance, if you do want to do it, then you should buy the calendar bundle before tomorrow, before it goes off sale. Like I said, that's like, here I am, like, this has been on sale all summer, but let's wait till the last minute to really show off what it can do. The other sale items that are ending tomorrow are all of the summer sizzling punch deals that we've had in September 6th. If you haven't been through those, you want to check those, definitely get the free shipping. If you have so many ways you want to spend your money right now, this is the other thing I'm pretty excited about. If you notice back here, I just got my second BMC carousel finally. I had the original one. This is before they started painting them. This one that sat here behind me. And then I decided I was going to give up on my cubes and get my second one because I've had the long BMC ones. I'm going to sell that now because I wanted to keep them over here at my fingertips. So you can see how fun it is to, oh wait, you can still, I thought I flipped this over. I think it's just delayed. It's just delayed. Yeah, there I am. Okay, sorry. So usually I'm sitting here working and then I can spin it around. I can spin these. And then I had fun too, like going through the categories of what I wanted to store on each other. So if you have everyone like me, you can see that you will have them, two of them mostly filled up, which is good, bad. I don't know. I'm just saying, if you ever have trouble paying your mortgage, there it is. You can pay with that. On the calendar pages, you will get the same. There is only one bundle. So if you want, and I don't think they'll make another one for next year. So if you want to do these for next year also, you're going to get the same top pieces. But you could obviously just cut your own also. The calendar page itself is white, but you're going to get the same border strips and the same number stickers, and then you can customize it differently. I have not ordered a third carousel yet. I'll fill these two at first and decide which cube I would give up to give it. And then my bigger punches are in the longer, not the carousels. The carousel is not very efficient space for the border punches and the shape punches. So most of my shape punches are actually down in those drawers you can see from Michael's. I'm not very good at pointing like this. They're not the sturdiest drawers, but I don't open them very much. But that's where all my shape punches are. And then my border punches are over there in the wall in the larger shape holders. So eventually I'll hang them up. So I do really like being able to see those. And then my overflow is in a Raskog cart from IKEA down below those. So the Stampin' Storage is on sale this month. They're doing the whole month, which is nice because you don't have to be completely impulsive. It's 15% off plus free shipping. And that is the best deal that they do, except sometimes on Black Friday we see some 20% off doorbusters, but I've never seen them do more than 50% and free shipping as a general promo. So there's no reason to really wait if you're ready to take that plunge now and decorate. So that is what I have to share with you today. The other thing, I don't have it over here, but Megan and I did schedule a Croptoberfest. That is a free class that will be September 26th. So you will need the Croptoberfest customer bundle from Creative Memories to do that. You do need to register for the free class so you can get the Zoom link. It has an option to use the rustic truck border punch. But it is not included in the bundle. So if you don't want to use it, you don't need to get it. If you want to use it, we'll show you some places that you can put that into your layouts also. And then we will be scheduling out a fall class for Autumn Cottage, probably early October. But we need to work through what that's going to look like. The booklet that came with it is very cute, but it does not use up actually very much of the collection. So I think we're going to take the booklet and expand it to the whole thing, like page makers, if you're used to that. So how many of you are going to make calendar pages now? Maybe anybody? You'll have to show them off if you do. So if you make a calendar page, at least take a picture of the tops. You don't have to show us your whole life if you don't want to, but you can take a picture and share it in the scrapbooking ideas group and show us off what that looks for me. And then for me, coming up next week, I have my in-person retreat here in Indianapolis. I know a few of you are coming to join me for that. I will have something recorded as a video launch for Friday for Simply Scrappy, so I will schedule that out. I won't actually be live on there, but it will be a video content for you. So I think that's all I have to share. I have a whole list of things to do to get ready for my retreat. So I'll end it with that. And I will see you on video next Friday, and later in the month, I will be live again. So thank you all for joining me. See you again next time.